You were told that success would make you happy. But what if I told you, you've been lied to? The price of ambition is higher than you think, and millions are paying for it. With their health, their happiness, and their lives. This dream we're all sold. This idea that if we just work hard enough, push a little harder, we'll reach this mountaintop of success. And then finally, we'll be happy. But what happens when you get to the top and you're still not fulfilled? What happens when the pursuit of more leaves you with less? Less time, less joy, less connection with the things that truly matter. This is the hidden epidemic they don't want you to know about. They tell us to hustle harder, ignore the whispers of doubt, and push through the exhaustion. But I'm here to tell you, there's another way. A way to achieve your dreams without losing yourself in the process. And today, we're going to fix it. We're going to expose the truth about burnout and chart a new path to a success that nourishes your soul, not just your bank account. Comment a yes if you've ever felt burnout. And let's talk about this together. Success. It's the ultimate dream, isn't it? Bigger titles, higher salaries, more influence. That corner office with your name on the door. We're conditioned to crave it, to chase it with every fiber of our being. We sacrifice sleep, relationships, our very well-being at the altar of achievement. But no one tells you the ugly truth about what happens next. No one prepares you for the emptiness that can creep in. The bone-deep exhaustion that becomes your new normal. The nagging feeling that you've somehow lost yourself along the way. I've sat across from countless individuals, their faces etched with the weariness of relentless striving. Men and women who, by all outward measures, have achieved it all. Yet behind their eyes a flicker of something missing, a yearning for something more. They've climbed the corporate ladder only to find it leaning against the wrong building. They've amassed fortunes, yet feel a poverty of spirit. They've achieved recognition, but lost sight of their own reflection in the process. See, the danger of ambition, the dark side they don't tell you about, is that it can become an insatiable beast. It demands more, always more, until you've poured every ounce of yourself into it, leaving nothing but an empty vessel in its wake. You become a slave to the very success you thought would set you free. And the worst part, this relentless pursuit, this constant striving, it disconnects us. It disconnects us from ourselves, from our values, from the people we love, from the simple joys of life. We become so fixated on the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. We trade our present peace for the promise of a future happiness that may never come. But I want you to know, you are not alone. Millions are trapped in this cycle of achievement and emptiness, their spirits slowly eroding under the weight of their own ambition, and it's time to break free. This isn't just stress. It's not just a few bad days or a temporary slump. This is a global crisis, a silent epidemic sweeping across nations, professions, and generations. It's the feeling of being constantly on, of never being able to truly unplug, of carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. We see it in the exhausted faces of healthcare workers, the overwhelmed teachers, the entrepreneurs burning the midnight oil. We see it in the rising rates of anxiety and depression, the increase in stress-related illnesses, the growing number of people feeling lost and unfulfilled despite their outward success. This epidemic thrives in silence, fueled by the misconception that we should just toughen up, push harder, do more. We're conditioned to believe that burnout is a badge of honor, a sign of our unwavering dedication and drive. But the truth is, it's a slow poison, eroding our health, our relationships, and our very sense of self. We're taught to admire the relentless hustlers, the ones who seem to effortlessly juggle it all. But what we don't see is the toll it takes behind closed doors. The sleepless nights, the frazzled nerves, the missed family dinners, the growing disconnect from the things that once brought joy. This epidemic is not a personal failing. It's a systemic issue, perpetuated by a culture that glorifies busyness and equates productivity with worth. We're bombarded with messages that tell us we're not enough, that we need to do more, be more, have more in order to be happy. But I'm here to tell you, that's a lie. True happiness, true fulfillment, doesn't come from checking off items on an endless to-do list. It comes from connecting with our purpose, nurturing our relationships, and prioritizing our well-being. This epidemic is silent no more. Chapter 3. We were taught that success equals money, plus status, plus power. It's the formula drilled into us from childhood. Work hard, get good grades, land the high-paying job, climb the corporate ladder, and then, finally, you'll be happy. But here's what they didn't tell you. That equation? It's incomplete. It's missing purpose, meaning, and joy. We've been sold a lie that equates external validation with internal fulfillment, a lie that tells us our worth is measured by paychecks and titles, but deep down, we know it's not true. We feel it in the emptiness after achieving goals, in the hollowness of material possessions, in the fleeting nature of external validation. This lie is perpetuated by a system that benefits from our exhaustion, a system that thrives on our relentless pursuit of more. They tell us we need that bigger house, that fancy car, that promotion to finally be happy. But the truth is, happiness is an inside job. It's not something we acquire, it's something we cultivate. The lie we've been sold is that happiness is a destination, a reward for a life of hard work and sacrifice. But what if I told you that happiness is not a destination, but a direction? It's not something we arrive at. It's something we choose every single day. It's about finding joy in the ordinary moments, cultivating gratitude for what we have, and aligning our actions with our values. It's about prioritizing our well-being, nurturing our relationships, and pursuing our passions, not because they will bring us external validation, but because they light us up from the inside out. It's time to reject the lie that success is a one-size-fits-all equation. It's time to define success on our own terms, to create a life that is a reflection of our values, our passions, and our unique definition of fulfillment. It's time to stop chasing someone else's definition of success and start creating a life that feels authentically and deeply good to us. Chapter 4. We've been chasing the wrong things. We've been told that happiness is something we acquire, something we achieve, something that exists outside of ourselves. But the truth is, the happiest, most fulfilled people in the world don't chase more. They chase meaning. They don't seek validation in external achievements. They find it in the depth of their connections, the impact they make, the legacy they leave behind. They understand that true happiness is not about accumulating possessions, but about cultivating experiences, nurturing relationships, and living a life of purpose. It's about finding joy in the everyday moments, the simple pleasures, the quiet whispers of gratitude that fill our hearts with contentment. It's about embracing the journey, not just obsessing over the destination. It's about recognizing that true success is not a straight line to the top, but a winding path filled with detours, challenges, and unexpected detours, all of which contribute to our growth and ultimately lead us to where we're meant to be. The happiest people prioritize their well-being. They understand that their physical, mental, and emotional health are not negotiable. They make time for self-care, prioritize sleep, nourish their bodies with wholesome foods, and cultivate practices that bring them peace and joy. They don't see rest as laziness, but as a vital component of a fulfilling life. They understand that in order to show up fully for their work, their families, and their passions, they must first fill their own cups. They're also deeply connected to their communities. They understand that true happiness is not an individual pursuit, but a collective experience. They prioritize relationships, nurture their connections, and give back to their communities in meaningful ways. Chapter 5. If you want to succeed without sacrificing your well-being, here's what you need to do. This isn't about quick fixes. Build a sustainable foundation for a fulfilling life that honors your values and nourishes your soul. Redefine success. What does it truly mean to you? Financial abundance, creative fulfillment, or making a difference? Get clear on your values and passions. Make choices that align with your goals. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to things that drain your energy. Prioritize your well-being. Make self-care non-negotiable. Cultivate meaningful connections. Nurture relationships and build a supportive community. Embrace the journey. Celebrate small victories and find joy in everyday moments. If this message hit you hard, if you felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of recognition, a yearning for something more, know that you are not alone. We are in this together. Drop a comment saying, "I'm taking back my happiness" below. Let's create a community of support, encouragement, and shared wisdom. Let's be a beacon of light for those who are still struggling in the shadows of burnout. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who's caught in the cycle of striving. Someone who's burning the candle at both ends. Someone who's forgotten the true meaning of success. Let's spread this message far and wide. Let's start a revolution of self-care, of boundary setting, of living a life aligned with our values. And if you're ready to redefine success, to embark on this journey of reclaiming your happiness and well-being, hit subscribe. Let's build a movement that prioritizes joy, that celebrates authenticity, that redefines success on our own terms. Together, we can create a world where burnout is no longer the norm, but a distant memory. A world where we thrive, not just survive.